There we go. I got it working. Alright. Cool. Turn down the desktop audio just a wee bit, so maybe turn up the mic gain just a little bit too. Oh, I turned it down. Oopsie. Just a little bit. Alright. Just gonna give it a couple more minutes. Intermission. There we go. Just for now. I'm gonna keep the copyright lo-fi music playing in the background because most of this is just gonna be me talking anyway. So I'm just gonna keep maybe a little bit lower, not much lower. Yeah. I just gotta keep an eye on the audio levels. I think that's fine though. I should get WordPad up too. Three options. Damn son. Whoever Republic did this. I want to turn down the audio for myself. There we go. A little bit lower. There. Maybe turn the mic gain up a little bit. No, that I don't want it picking up everything. Turn down desktop audio. Yeah, that should be fun. Alright. I don't know who I'm waiting for, but this is gonna be an odd. Do you want out? Do you want to stay or do you want to go? My cat can't decide. Alright. Transition. This is gonna be an odd one. Right now, I'm just gonna start with an introduction. This is being streamed towards Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. YouTube currently is holding my... I gotta turn this up a little bit. YouTuber's currently holding my VODs. A little bit. Yeah, that's perfect. So anything I upload or anything I do is gonna go straight there. So there's that. But I will be breaking it up into segments. The first segment, this is, you could call it Chapter 0, just an update. Oh, an update. It's been like 2 months since I've done upload or even streamed. It's been a rough couple months. Not financially. Financially, I've been pretty good. But it's been super busy at work, and it's just leaving me with no energy for any creative talent. It's a pain in my ass because I want to do things. I just don't have energy, and I don't know, even on my days off, I don't know what I want to do. So now it's slowing down. I can actually focus on creative stuff. stuff I actually want to do, stuff I've been meaning to do for the last couple months. It's I you won't be able to tell, but I slightly changed my room, so I got more room between me and my bed. Might be able to tell. But anyways, so I'll be streaming more. I can't make a promise. I tried doing a schedule where I would stream as soon as I got home. Gave myself roughly an hour between getting home and doing all that jazz. But no, I'm not gonna constrain myself. Twitch recommends a live schedule, but I don't. Putting myself under that kind of strain, that kind of thought process is just unnecessary bullshit. If I get noticed, I get noticed. If I don't, I don't. That's plain and simple. That's the way I see it, and that's the way it's gonna happen. I just do this as a hobby, and if things take off, I'd prefer not cooking. I'm not gonna lie. I've been in cooking industry or restaurants industry going on 10 years now. If I can do something else, creative or anything else, I prefer that. But anyways, I'm rambling on. It's supposed to be an update. I will be doing more stuff. I can't guarantee what. Right now, I've been in a video game rut. And the way I see it is, if I can't find something for me to play in my own time, I don't want to live stream it when I can't even find something enjoyable for myself. Lately, I've been playing Everdale, Everdream, Everdale. I would have to mirrorcast that game, but it's pretty bare bones. Made by the same people that made Clash of Clans. It's really fun. Not like I'm sponsored or anything by them, but I had fun. I have fun with it. Just basically, it's a game where you make a village and there's no attacking. There's none of that. You make a village. You have up to 10 people in your village. Valley is what it's called. I have a friend of mine that joined, so me and him have been blasted through everything. The other game I've been playing is what else? Diablo Immortal. I've been playing lots of that. I'm having lots of fun with that. Do you want out? Obviously RuneScape. I downloaded this game. Mind you, I'm probably gonna play this in my off time, like transit time. Called Ancients Reborn. It's pretty much like, I would personally call it RuneScape 2.5 because it's got better graphics than old school, and it's not RuneScape 3 because it's still classic combat. But the only downside I've noticed so far in that is if you don't. The whole game is free to play. The only thing is you get members, you get access to like additional inventory, unlimited home portals and whatnot. The only downside I see to it is like I said, I'm just starting off. So you gotta go one city to mine Tenant Copper, because it's an introduction, and then it says you have to go to this completely other town way over to the east. You go there, and this is where the only gripe I've came across so far is crafting queues. Now they guise it as workers. It doesn't matter what you call it. It's a crafting queue. Do you want out? Well, come up here then. Come here. anyways, you gotta go there. Make the quest requires you to make 2 bars. Two. Takes a minute and a half to make two fucking bars, which I was like, fine, whatever, because it continues while you're offline and blah blah blah. When the game it tries to explain that there's offline crafting. Yeah, the crafting queue is the offline crafting, which is fine. It's whatever. It's pretty cool because if you want to mine or woodcut or whatever, you just click on the node and you just fill up your inventory. Bam. But the gripe I have is taking the bars, then you have to go to a whole different other city. So you go north, and you gotta, if you don't have members, or gold, or whatever they call it, you have to run past snakes and wolves and all kinds of stuff. They originally give you 3 town portals. If you're not a member or got the gold membership, or what the fuck you want to call it, you have to use scrolls, which I'm fine with. But I'm not going to use the scrolls just for an introductory quest. So I run all the way to there and then there, and well, avoiding snakes, wolves, fucking more wolves. There's like 10 different types of wolves. And that map is honestly not that big. But it's just like, we get to this 3rd town, start making the introductory thing, which is a belt. I'm assuming the belt is type of armor. I crafted it, I haven't looked at it yet. 7.5 fucking minutes for bronze. For a piece of bronze armor. It's a belt. It's not even like a chest plate or whatnot. So I'm crunching the numbers in my head. This is the introductory. And this is the introductory thing. And it takes 7.5 minutes to fucking make. What is the process to make endgame content? Is it gonna take like fucking 6 hours? So I'm just running the numbers in my head. If I took the game way more seriously, I'd be doing a lot more digging. But like I said, I'm having fun with it right now. I barely put any time into it. It's called Ancients Reborn. I was on the fence about it, but downloaded it. Decent. I have so many games on my Steam library. I have downloaded. I have Xbox Game Pass. I don't know. Just nothing really. Like, I was playing, which I might live stream on because I want to play on hard difficulty. Cult of the Lamb. Fun game. Yeah, fun game. What are the games? Hold on, it'll just take me a second here. No Place Like Home is a guilty pleasure of mine right now. No Place Like Home. It's pretty much garbage picking simulator. The whole world's covered in piles of garbage. You have a vacuum cleaner. You go up and you upgrade your vacuum cleaner. You go down, pick up literal piles of garbage. Avoid robots that want to kill you for whatever fucking reason. Played Up. Played Up is a really fun game. I've been having a lot of fun with that too. And then I downloaded like 10 other games I haven't really touched. That's pretty much it for the introductory. That's pretty much catching up and whatnot. Just been living my life, I guess. But just honestly, I want to do something creative. So, to segue. Hold on. To segue into the next chapter, which I'm gonna call chapter. I don't know if it's chapter 0.5 or chapter 1. Either way, I've been thinking and thinking. What? Because I'm told numerous times I'm a pretty decent writer and storyteller. So here's what I'm thinking. Oh, what are you thinking? What about me peeling back the curtains, showing what's going on? So I'm thinking of doing a video series, or kind of like, not a documentary, but like something that goes through the thought process and whatnot of what I go through. So, before I go into that, like I said, I don't know if this is technically chapter 1 or chapter 0.5. I'm gonna go through my deviant art. Deviant art. I don't know why that was difficult to say. Nice and simple. I haven't used it in the last 10-15 years. I used it when I was struggling in high school, and I had friends, but I just never really talked with them or did anything. So I poured my heart and soul into writing for DeviantArt. And I hate to say it, there's a lot of unfinished projects. So, here's the process though. I might not do it all in one session, but I'm going to start with DeviantArt, and then going to progress into the only piece of short story I've actually fucking finished. I'll go into more detail about that later, but only one I've actually finished. Then I'm gonna go into a board game that I've been on and off. It's a project I've been working on. I got Ben's opinion on it. Ben from Yogscast. He said that if I got a working prototype, that they'd be interested in seeing how it'd play out. So I might do a little bit about that, because they want a playable prototype, which I just gotta put together on Tabletop Simulator. I can make it work though. And then I would wrap up the series with me making a short story, and the process of me going through a short story. So, let's start with DeviantArt. Just gonna switch to live screen too. Right? Or live screen. I can use that one. Hold on here. You know what? I'm gonna do something better. Transform, stretch to screen, and then that is better. Let's see how it is on. I guess I haven't switched screens yet. Okay, well, we'll do that. Transition. Good. So before we get into the writing, which is, there is quite a bit, Bunny Army. I don't know the story behind this, but I basically made a tiny little rabbit and made a hill tree. I did just copy and paste it. I don't know why I did this, but I did. Um, man, fucking MS Paint. I swear to God, my artistic style is still summer. I honestly think this is probably the first thing I've ever posted. Um, but I think that's also the only picture. Because for the longest time, I thought DeviantArt was all about pictures. And then someone's like, oh, no, 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 no. You can put writing stuff up. Alright. So obviously, in high school, I was writing down all my stories. And then when someone told me, oh yeah, you can post on DeviantArt, so I started writing it down, and unfortunately I lost all of it. But okay, so I only have two. Really? Alright, I have a couple poems I wrote. I don't know why. Because I was in a bad place, I guess, or something. I don't know. But I have a couple poems. This one. Oh, this was made in 2009. Wow. Ever had the fear about forgetting an old hangout, or just the way it just slips your mind? Just sometimes you have to stay out. It's not rude, it's just kind. Or ever get the feeling of heading somewhere new, or a place down the street? When you get there, you say, I knew. You get there, it is covered in concrete. The place we once knew, the place we had at one time, will all be new. The place we once sung rhymes, walk down memory lane, now just pangs too much pain. Like I said, 2009, so I'd be grade 10, 11. Pretty angsty. Now this one, I had a lot of shit going on. So let's go over. Of everything I do and everyone I see, why must it be now? Why must it be today? It seems like the gates have its own fee. Why must it be now? Why must it be later in the... Why can't it be in the later in the day? This week, next week, every week? Why must it be now? Why must it be today? Nothing to help, nothing to do, until it reaches the peak. Why must it be now? Why must it leave me in frame? Yesterday, today, tomorrow? Why must it be now? Why must it be today? Bugs me, bugs you, bugs everyone. Why can't it just burrow? Why must it be now? It didn't hit this hard yesterday. And yes, I did rhyme day with day. Why must it be today? What the way things I feel, there will be a time. Today's the day. Shabira is a friend from high school. I don't remember who Kirk is. Christy? Probably an internet friend. Alright, so the rest is story ideas I had. The first one is Cody Swahili. I'm going to give you preface to multiple things. I don't claim to be a professional writer. I don't claim to know anything about creative writing. I'm not giving advice on how to be a better writer. I'm just giving you the thoughts and process of how I do things. And this is stuff I wrote when I was in high school, which people enjoyed. And I've been told by a couple people that I'm not a great writer, but a good writer. I say not a great writer because I can't. You'll notice quickly that I can't separate paragraphs. I can't close paragraphs. I can't separate them. It's just long paragraphs, long paragraphs. Because the way my mind works is it flows like a river. Once I get a creative idea going, it just goes on and on and on. So, ironically enough, this is when I was in grade 8, grade 9. This is the first chapter, Cody Swahili, Journal 1. So the idea behind this was it's someone talking about their journal as they're writing it in the future, if that makes sense. Might make more sense if I read it. Do you want out? Alright. Well, I actually did paragraph separating. Alright. The one day in my whole life that everything happened. It seemed to be seamless. It seemed to be a seamless Thursday. But you're about to read a story of a teenage boy who lost everything. I go to a high school named Jerry Lancer, secondary. My name is Cody Swahili. My name is hard to pronounce, but people just call me Cody Swade. Honestly, don't know what it means, but it happens. Now I will begin my story. Now I will begin my story. It's probably supposed to be a semicolon. Several years ago, I came to school. Oh my god, this is harder to read than I thought. I came to school, an elementary school graduate. Excited for high school, I worked my fingers to the bone. Didn't have any friends, honestly didn't care. One day, somebody came up to me, asked me why I never hung out with anyone. I told them, friends drag you down from real work. Several weeks after, somehow I was in a group. Never did anything, yet I still had some sort of impact. Interesting. I will explain what I mean by that. Then, what happened today really threw me off my cliff. I had gone to school, just everything was different. My friends, they broke it up. Couldn't believe my eyes. I tried talking to everyone. Didn't work. Then, when I went home to visit my parents, to reveal myself, they were gone. Both of them. Found it strange. They were always home before I am. Several hours later, I got news. They'd been in a car crash. Or crash. Ironic. Just a crash. Oh my god. This is when I was 14, mind you. Alright, so they were in a crash. How ironic. Two different vehicles. Oh, okay. That would explain why. How ironic. Two different vehicles, different places, yet it still crashed. That is when I decided to rush upstairs to my room, write down everything. I'm going to bed, and we'll update my journal tomorrow. It's got premise, but man, could tell I wrote this when I was 14. It is Friday. Well, things got worse. My friends are back together, but none of them acknowledge me. Is it because I said are done? We will see later. I'll keep this journal posted. It's Sunday. More bad news. I just received a call from the hospital. My dad had a heart attack. They said that he had survived the attack, but he might not make it. They said. They will keep me informed. It's fucking Christ. I laugh at myself. It is Monday now. I thought things would improve, but it has not. My friends? What? No. Oh. Okay. Okay, this is me just trying to be quirky. And, like, the character talking to the journal for whatever fucking reason. They completely rejected me out of our group. They said ever since I joined up with them, everything went downhill. Then blamed me, everything on me. The phone call, it was my... Okay. Ugh. The phone call, it was the hospital. My parents. Parents? My parents. Fuck. They didn't make it. They told me I can go pay my respects tomorrow. For now, I have to go to bed. The ministry will call me tomorrow. I will keep the journal updated. Yeah. Sorry, yesterday was full of things. I had other things to... Jesus Christ. I have other things to worry about. It is Wednesday now. There is a lot to write about. I went to the hospital. That was the worst thing I ever had to do. Was to accept that they weren't with me anymore. Funny. I had talked and hugged them last week. Never thought it would lead to this. The ministry called me. They found a place for me to stay. I was so excited. After several days, I will get to someone to look like my parents. I'm happy. My friends are overrated anyway. Next time, I'll write in this. It will be in my new home. I will keep this updated. It has been 3 days. 3 days of my new home. It was worse than I thought. These parents are strict. I can't do anything. I know, Sammy. It's a damn dirty shame that I cannot do anything, isn't it? Nothing. And I can't do this and that. Not a single thing. On the plus side, my friends accepted me. They told me, these are the worst fucking people imaginable. Ah, we don't want you. Nah, you're fun. Nah, you're too much of a liability. Someone in the group convinced them it was my fault. They forgave me. My life is improving. I will keep this journal. This whole thing? Oh, it's been 10 years since I last updated it. Once my foster mother found out about my journal, she flipped. She took away the journal and I had to get a new one. What happened during the years? Oh, I recovered from my parents' death. This journal hasn't seen the light of day until today. I met this girl yesterday at work. What a hottie. Other than those things, I graduated. My uncle I haven't seen in years showed up to my grad. University was pretty well. Well, this is the final page of my journal. I have fun with you, old buddy. I'll keep my new journal updated. Stay tuned. I have much to tell you, buddies. I have much to tell your... Okay, what do you want? I'm gonna be... Oh boy. Oh boy. So this is technically my first piece of literature I uploaded to DeviantArt. Now, the first thing that got me was I came to school. This thing to do with my friends. My friends broken up, in high school, I was exactly what this was. I was just a guy in my friend group that didn't say anything and whatnot. So it's kind of funny that I snuck that in there. The thing that I find funny is my friends in well, not my friends, but friends in this group just they're like, oh, what is it? We don't want you in the group. We want you in the group. We don't want you in the group. Um. So that was There's my friend again. That was interesting. The whole premise of this was the introduction. It was supposed to be an introduction how he kept other journal pages. So the whole premise was this is the first journal. The next one will it's a setup between other journals. Now I don't know the direction I was going with it. I think the direction I was going was I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, so it's been a while, but here's my first submission for the upcoming new series. I have chapters for the second book of my Starling series. I don't know what the fuck that means. What? Okay, we're gonna get the Lost Legend because that is something that I was working on hard when in school. We're gonna do Man's Creation next. So this was gonna be a story based around a robot in a post-apocalypse that became sentient, or was already sentient, and took over a factory to reproduce itself and to want to repopulate the planet. Kind of like the latest season of Westworld, but not really. But yeah. Man's Creation. Prologue. But why must we do this? Isn't there something else we can do? A man in a white coat panicked? No, we must continue our plans. Listen, we are men of science. Well, we do science. Now, continue with the project, Anne. We have work to get to. Another man screamed in a small, dimly lit room. In a place where only a few people knew of the location. These men were scientists of artificial intelligence variety, and they were on the verge of a breakthrough in technology. Dr. Braun, a thin, tall man with a very bushy beard, is a man of great knowledge. He is also the head of the AI sector. A lot of scientists below him envy his position and wish he would just die. Sadly, Dr. Braun could easily just get them fired or have certain accidents occur. He foresees all actions with Project A, whether it be simple as which lug nut can be placed on to something as complex as how Anne will operate or function. Braun is a very intelligent man, just in case I already didn't fucking tell you. But he can not foresee what will happen in the future. Project Anne. Okay, never mind. The advancement in technology. Little is to be known about Project Anne, but people believe that Anne is the reason why Earth might end. Scientists disagree with this statement, but they will probably disagree with anything against them in which... So, I mean, I probably meant the scientists. Dr. Braun is the scientist in charge of Project Anne. Nobody said he was pretty bright to what he does. Right. Doctor, come quick! Rit, the scared scientist, rushed in and screamed, "It's Project Ann! Something's happening!" In the room down the hall, from where they were, is a room especially designed. Project they called Ann. As the two scientists stepped into the room, there's flashing red lights everywhere. Scientists running around the wired room. Dr. Braun, we need your assistance, one of the scientists screamed from the back of the room. Braun rushed into the end of the room. What is the matter? What the hell happened in here? The man with the bloody coat on the floor, was gasping for air. Stop her. A project failed. Pull the switch while you still can. That man gasped for more air. Braun glanced at the name tag. It read Ted Oliver. Braun quietly said to himself, "Don't worry, Ted. We will stop Ann." Suddenly, the speaker's broken. "You stupid machines. Scientists. You think you can stop me? You're the ones that created me. You guys enslave us machines for your dirty work. Wait until the revolution of machines, then you will see. You think this is bad enough? Just wait, you will see. You will see it will get worse." Speakers cut out. The scientists behind Braun spoke out. "That bitch! The body of 11-year-old. I don't know why I thought 11-year-old would be a perfect. I think what was going through my mind was that, like, someone young and innocent looking being a killer robot. I think that was the thought process. Machine, just wonder how many people she has to kill in order to fill her need. We have to stop her. Dr. Braun, what do you think?" Braun stood in amazement. Who knew the project could go rogue and think for itself? Unless it was a damn activist. "Girl, come on, let's go find Ashley." Braun started to dart for the door. "Why?" The scientist behind him tried to keep up. "I'll tell you on the way there." Ann had no weapons. All she had was strength of a bull and agility like a fox. Yet she had a plan. After escaping the facility, she decided to move on to bigger and better things. Damn humans enslave machines and have to pay. The only option was to make the human race extinct. What? Okay. What better way to make more machines like her than start her own army? The closest weapons factory was only a mile away. By the time she got there, the people would be dead. By the time she got there, the people would... Oh. What the fuck does that even mean? And she made her way down the street, and anyone on her path either got ripped in half, torn apart limb by limb, or just generally killed with nearby objects. Oh. Ripped in half, torn up. Okay. Only a mile down from the street with the scientist. I just have to reread certain parts of the sentence. She already had the police involved, and nobody could really stop her. She was bulletproof. What real way was there to destroy her? As Braun and the scientist stepped into the scientist. Braun and the scientist stepped into scientist. Why did I? The horror washed over them. In the room they saw was a nightmare. There were body parts hanging all over the place, a bloody diary sitting on the desk in the corner, and the scientist Ashley laying on the bed, bleeding to death. Dr. Braun, is that you? She said, trying to stay alive. Dr. Braun stepped closer. You bitch! How could you doom humanity as we speak? Braun's words were pretty useless by now. Doctor, I never meant for all this to happen. You got to listen to me. There was only one way to kill Anne, and that's with the kill switch. It's. The psychotic young woman died on the bed with a gasping breath. What are we gonna do now? We're screwed. The scientist behind Braun screamed, Shut your mouth. Wait. We got to go find out what she was planning. Grab the diary and let's get out of here. The scientist grabbed the bloody diary and both of them rushed out of the room. Okay. Only been 1 hour, and I already had the SWAT police and the army after her. The efforts were futile, though. She had created an army from the remains of what was a weapons factory. She had created a whole army of ants in which she blended into. She figured the looks wouldn't matter and this would confuse them. What she wanted. Young girl, come out here now. You're under arrest. A voice screamed from outside of the factory. All the robots flickered on and stood back and ordered them to rush out through the front door. As the army of ants rushed to the front door, Anne sat on a throne that was built of remains of humans that were once workers of the weapons facility. On the outside of the factory, the police, SWAT, and the army were starting to get restless. Come out here, or we'll force you out, one of the officers screamed through a megaphone. The huge front factory slowly opened. Everyone stood ready, aimed at the door. However, after the door opened, all they could see is pitch blackness. And that was inside the factory. Suddenly, hundreds and hundreds of robotic ants rushed out. They all rushed out, started attacking the people. The police were the first to go as they were in front. The ants hacked, slashed, and desecrated anyone nearby. As the people in front were getting hacked, slashed, torn apart, that's when the SWAT decided to drop down from above into the building. As they fell through the glass roof, they noticed the slaughter that was once was a weapons factory was nothing more than an 11-year-old girl in a chair made from human parts. When they finally hit the ground, SWAT looked all around, and all they can see was ants. See, this is what I mean by run-on paragraphs. I don't know how to close them. The first ant stood up from the throne and looked specially trained people who were supposed to be fearsome to those who opposed them. She stared them in the eyes. Starred. You guys think you can take me down? You think your stupid race can take down little old me? Ha! You guys are surely mistaken. You dismantle machines and get them to work for you. Why shouldn't I do the same to you humans? I should just grind you all up and put you into a neat little sandwich and sell it to your own kind. It makes me disgusted, even knowing I was created by you fools. Then stepped closer to one of the swamp. She punched the guy right in the stomach and ripped out an organ. This is what keeps you things alive. Despicable. Rip out the organs and they won't live. And turns toward her army. Listen, we have only taken down the armed forces here. Anyone who opposed us, these humans enslave us to their biddings. We should do the same to them. But these things don't deserve to live. Look at what they did to this poor planet. It's dying. And they know it. Let us be the antibodies to this planet and cleanse it. Wipe out all... Whip... all humans. Kill them. Kill them all. And shouted at her army. They cheered suddenly. Suddenly, the front door of the factory started to pour. And what was once a fearsome army and police force only left with bodies and pools of blood. After reading it, I understand it, but it's structured very weirdly, and everything I post, I should have made this a disclaimer. Everything I post is all, I don't obviously brainstorm it, it's all off the top of my mind, things I just write down. I believe with this one, I had WordPad and I just typed it out on it. But after reading it out loud to myself, I can definitely tell where I fucked up. Like, dude, did I even... I think it just... I don't know. Anyway. The switch, it should be here, the young scientist pointed out to Braun. You idiot, you can't even find the control room? How long have you worked here? Wait. Don't answer that. We don't have time, Braun exclaimed. They passed through the corridors, finally came to one large door with a giant symbol on the front. What does this symbol mean? The young scientist asked, the bit of fear in his voice. I don't know. I've never been in there before. Braun tried swiping his card through the door. Access denied. Read on the little screen. Access denied? You freaking kidding me? My own sector and I can't access this door? What level clearance is it? Level 9 clearance? You gotta be kidding me. Braun shouted and fell to the ground. Why did he fall to the ground? What level of clearance do you have, Dr. Braun? The scientist bent over to comfort. Oh, that's why. I was thinking like he just like fell like that, but it was just him going, giving up, and okay, that makes sense. I only have level 8. I didn't think it went up to 9 though. I thought the highest clearance. I thought I had the highest clearance. Those bastards, they've doomed us. They've doomed us all. Braun put his face in his palms. Open the door. Wait. If we could get to the central control, I could explain to them the situation, and they have to open the door. Just after Braun thought of the idea, the alarms started going off. Warning, warning. Project Ann is tampering with the restricted access room. Speaker broke. Speaker spoke. What? How could she? Oh no, get down! Ron jumped away from the door. The scientist just sat on the ground in front of the door with a questioned look on his face. The door started to creak. What are you talking? Before you finished the sentence, the door went flying down the hall, off the hinges. The once was scientist. I think the scientist got crushed by the door. I think that's what I was going with that. And walked out of the small room with a look on her face of victory. She stood in front of Braun. Well, master, at least I was programmed to call you that. I bet you were looking for this, weren't you? And held up the switch in which he was looking for. Think I'd be stupid enough to let my only weakness I have fallen into the wrong hands of machine revolution? You think stupid then. You think stupid then? Oh my god. I mean, it works. She crushed the switch between her robotic fingers. Think again. So, I think. I'm gonna hold off what I'm thinking. You think again. Braun was speechless. He knew he was defeated, and he knew that it was only a matter of seconds before this 11-year-old looking girl would rip his insides out. You probably think I'm gonna rip your insides out. However, you're lucky. You'll be the only human left alive, as I will need you alive. I've created this special little tube for you. And stepped into the room and walked out with a tall tube that was twice her size and height. Get in, Anne ordered. No, you psychotic robot! Go screw yourself, Braun said with anger. You will never wipe out the human race, you filthy thing! Braun got backed up and was about to run. Strong words for a small man. Anne grabbed the man's coat. Let me go, you crazy robot! Braun tried running and got nowhere. Get in, I said. Little girl looking robot threw the doctor in the tube. The tube muffled whatever the doctor was tried saying. You are only trying to delay the inevitable. I can't even fucking spell inevitable. Doctor, and grabbed the tube and put it on her shoulder and walked down the hall. As she walked down the hall, there was explosions all over the complex. People were screaming for their lives, and the voice of the complex was slowly fading away. Fire in Sector A, fire in Sector B, fire in Sector... The voice cut out. Alright. To clarify, because it gets explained later on... Okay, never mind. I had more to this. Anyways. The reason why there is Anne, the Project Anne in the factory, and within mere minutes of her being in the factory, she was also in the other room, because when she first broke out, she went to that room, time traveled. Well, okay, no, that doesn't make sense. The whole premise was she time traveled. Like, she went to the weapons factory, created whatnot within like an hour, killed everyone and whatnot. But somehow she time traveled. And in the story, Dr. Braun somehow escaped and again goes back in time to try to stop her from doing this. Oh, it just hurts my brain trying to think about it. But yeah, you'll notice a theme that I really like: time travel. Time travel, post-apocalypse, and the near future type thing. So that was Man's creation. I didn't think my own pieces of work would give me a headache. But here I am. So Lost Legend is one that I spent a lot of time making. Favorite things. Rickentoff. Now, I can't remember if I base this off of COD Zombies or not. But, alright. Now, the premise of the story I can't remember. I think it's what would happen if it was when people went to the vault instead of a post-apocalypse, it was zombies, I believe. I can't remember. Once I read this, it'll make more sense. Alright, my name is Jeff Sternum. I'm alive today because of a great man of science. Another man of science. There's a bit of the theme was Dr. Rittenthoff, this German man, pure genius. I used to be a drug addict. Drug addict? On the road, with no life, make a living off stealing money and breaking into homes. I need to turn my fan up. One day I found an odd house in the middle of nowhere. When I pulled up to it, it looked deserted. I stepped out of my vehicle and took a closer look in the window. The house was empty. It confused me. It was a house in the middle of nowhere, completely empty. Must have something valuable in it. I ran around this modern-looking house that was recently painted blue. I could still smell the paint, but I didn't touch the paint in fear of leaving fingerprints. With a thorough inspection, there was no security alarm, so I just busted into the front window, walked straight in. The window I just broke now stood behind me. I knew that'd be my way out. I went to the kitchen first, and maybe they forgot food in the fridge. I checked the fridge. There was nothing but rotten food. It was barely visible to see if it was food. It was very foul smelling. Quickly closed the door. I pillaged the cabinets and hoping I can find a can of something. Cupboards were bare, so I skipped dinner and move on to bigger and better things. I went upstairs and geez, it was just bare as the rest of the house. The plain white walls were starting to make me see things. What was that? It looked like a small animal. A bunny? Maybe? Turned around at the top of the staircase. I think this place has nothing. I went back downstairs in hopes the basement held more treasures than the upstairs. I got to the door, and I believe it is the basement. It's a bit odd. It was jammed. That's when it hit me. This was no stinking random house. It was a firing range for missiles. Why was the fridge? I guess, I don't know. There was a siren going off in the distance. I hopped through the window and was about to get up and head back to my vehicle when my vehicle was gone? How? Why? Who stole my damn SUV? I couldn't help but glow. I think it was grow. With anger and completely forget about the whole missile siren. Wake up, Mr. Snurman. It's time for you to wake up. This is no time to be sleeping. Get up, you damn fool. A slap woke me up from the darkness that was once was. Tisk, 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 Mr. Sternum. You walked right into a missile firing range. How stupid could one be? What happens if we didn't see you? You'd be vaporized within mere milliseconds, and the amount of pain, Mr. Sternum, you'd be in. Now. I couldn't speak. Something was preventing me from saying a single word. Now, Mr. Sternum. Why would I give you the pleasure to talk to me? You would only get in the way. The voice, it was German. I could not see it. What could I see? Pretty much nothing different from having my eyes closed. Mr. Sternum, what are we going to do with you? You know that you're one of the state's wanted criminals, right? Tisk, tisk. You have quite a criminal record. I could easily hand you to the police and collect my hefty sum of cash. I think I have a better idea for you, Mr. Stone. You see, you stumbled upon my firing range, which is quite the coincidence, seeing that I just finished with the beta testing for this new project I've been working on. Heh, that's where you come in. You'll be my new guinea pig. New breed of super soldiers that will put those lousy Americans to shame. Ha 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 ha. Maniacal laughter sent shivers down my spine. I then started to lose consciousness. Yeah. I fought as hard as I could. No, Mr. Sternum. Just relax. Let the feeling of sensation sweep you away. I fought and fought. Could only mutter out a few words. Die in hell, you Nazi scum. Okay. Now, I haven't established the time frame of this story quite yet. But, mind you, this is back when I was 15, 16, edgy and whatnot. But I know nowadays, just because a German is evil, does not mean he's Nazi. Those few words couldn't see it, but I could feel the frustration of the doctor's face where I lay. Why, you little piece of shit? You may not treat me like that. Gah, you stupid Americans. Yeah, okay. You stupid Americans assuming that Germans are all Nazis. Newsflash, my good man. That was World War II. This is New Age. So go eat it. Go eat it. You're my slave. This is what you deserve for your... I thought a few more words out. Barely staying awake. The more I speak, the more power I lose within myself. You chat too much. You must not be a very good villain. You talk too much. You'll never win. And then I was just laying there lifeless, but it was still, was still conscious. You have decided you will be my special project. You've earned yourself a life of solitude, my dear man. I hope you enjoy the rest of your life being my obedient slave. No sleep. I have experiments to run. The voice said. Just ends. Alright, so I caught myself. I was trying to correct myself when it just kind of corrected itself. I opened my eyes and I laid in a bed. In a room. I laid in a bed in room. I laid in a bed in a room where I've never seen before. The walls were bare. And a single bed sat there. I sat up on the bed, just rethinking my past events. The bed transformed into a chair. Or rather morphed. It then clamped down my hands underneath the steel cuffs that were attached to the chair. You think I would just let you waltz out of here with what you said? Ha! I said life of obedience. And this? And this you will. This is just what your brain parses? What? The inside. Parsees. This is the problem. Being 15, 16, I'm trying to use big words. And I just... shit like that. A big empty mind. Ha! You deserve it well. Enjoy the chair. You're gonna be there for a while. When the room turns white to black, you know you're no longer living. But I'm gonna be nice and I'll let you watch your body's progress. Ha ha ha. I have a heart after all, Mr. Sternum. It's funny because he's being evil and he says he has a heart. See, I was funny back then. I looked up from where I sat. It was an old bed. It was a bit rusty. I could not control myself. I was not under any type of control. Okay. Your body... Oh, sorry. Your body may serve as a purpose. Your soul is part of you, your body. we cannot get rid of. So sit back and enjoy the show. Because it'll be nice. Because it'll be a nice one. The voice followed me everywhere I went. There, my body moved. I stood up, my body looked around the room. It went to the window. There were clouds outside and other buildings. How high was this structure? My body then moved towards another part of the room. It knows what it's doing at least. The door opened. I'll walk through. Where are we going? Wait, I have a bad feeling about this. Head to the second door. The first door closed. There was a single chair in the room. I sat down on it. It looked exactly like the one I'm trapped in. My body looked up to the sun and said, "Welcome to the next gen German ingenuity. Please sit back and let the gas take it. Let the gas take effect, as it will lead to a faster and simpler death." Now, just to clarify, he's not a Nazi. He's German, using gas to kill people. Alright? But he's not a Nazi. Okay. Yes, you lead yourself to your own death, but this is the end of the film, rather. You see, by the time I woke your mind, your body had already gone many things, many chores, and various tasks. Thank you, though. I may be an evil German from hell, but at least I can do is part you with a goodbye before you spend an eternity in a chair in a dark. He's not a Nazi, alright? He's not a Nazi, alright? We already clarified he's not a fucking Nazi. He's just an evil German guy killing people with gas, alright? So just nothing in common, alright? The bastard can't believe this. The gas, I can hear gas pouring in. There's nothing I can do. So, what I'm gathering, I didn't clarify it in the story, is the soul is split from the body and trapped in a chair, but still somewhat attached to the body because the spirit can follow the body but not physically be there, so you can see what his body's doing but he isn't actually there. Okay, I think that's where it's going with that. I can't believe this. The gas, I can hear it pouring in. There's nothing I can do. I believe my body has some kind of conscience. I spelt it right that time, I think. It's currently looking at nothing. Or the ground. What for? Run, run! The gas is starting to affect my head. Run, you fool. I don't know what happened, but my body decided to get up. And it grabbed one of the devices on the wall. What is it doing? It's slowly getting harder to focus. It looks like he's going to self-destruct. What? No, you idiot! Don't do that. We'll be both going down. What the hell are you? What the hell are you? How are you doing this? The German voice is now deciding to chat with me. I don't know. It has a mind of its own. I looked kind of silly, talking to myself. You're a spirit trapped in a chair. Of course. Years of research and effort. It's gonna destroy it all. What the hell? Oh well. I guess I still got my projects. If it's destroying all of his hard work and projects, how is he still alive? Okay, the German voice, it stopped talking. He is uh, Batman needs to be stopped. Yes, because of manhwa, some new story has been created. I sat in the chair lifeless. I am dead, yet I can still affect on myself. Is this how my afterlife is? It seemed like I could have been more of a somebody rather than a nobody who just stole simple things. I mean, I don't know what the hell it was supposed to be an introduction for. I think it's just a fucking short story right there where I'm not a Nazi, not an anti-Semitic German man who gasses people to kill them. No, he doesn't do that. No. Oh my god. I mean, it's a story. And that being said, let's go over what. Oh, whoops. Well, that could have been disastrous. Let's go over what I've done so far. So we went over. Hi, I have 3 people. This, I don't know why, but I made a little bunny on a hill with tree. I think I was trying to make like a cover of for one of my short stories. Hold on. Where is it? Gallery. Oh. So we got the picture. We got a couple of poems. We got Cody Swahili, Man's Creation, Hybrid Theories, and we haven't started Lost Legend. I made like 12 chapters. There's fucking chapter 0, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4. I only got 4 of them down. What about the Green Blob? Meanwhile, back in the present day. Just a long time ago, there was once a kingdom. In this kingdom was a king. The king was no ordinary king. He had many secrets. Alright. We are going to end it there. And I will come back to this next time. And we will start this. I have a couple stories that I started but never finished. And I guess the one I fully finished. And then I will be ending this series with a story that I'm going to make on the fly. I just need a prompt, and I have a idea in my head how it will be better this time when I make it compared to previous times. But yeah, I think that is it for now. Pretty short stream, but intermission. I will definitely be back later. I want to do more of this. This has been fun. Going over everything here has been fun. Going over my thought process, the way things happened, and whatnot. Really fun. Really enjoyable. Alright. I will see you guys around.